Shou Lao has just released, and it is looking to be an insane Season Pass card. If you're curious about what decks it goes into or whether it's worth picking up, this is the video for you. So now for a little history. Shou Lao, the Undying, is an immortal dragon whose existence predates modern history itself. It originated from an otherworldly plane, and eventually became bound to the hidden city of Kunlun. As far back as 1 million years ago, Shou Lao was already part of Kunlun's trials. When the warrior Fan Fei was brought before the dragon for breaking the sacred law, she did something no one believed possible. She killed it with her bare hands and became the Iron Fist. But Shou Lao, as undying as it may seem, always returned. Over thousands of years, many different characters have killed the dragon, and it's reincarnated again and again. Sometimes summoned from its home dimension, sometimes it's manipulated by warlords or tricksters, and sometimes slain in ritual combat. What makes Shou Lao unique isn't just that it resurrects, it's that the world depends on it doing so. When the dragon dies, its chi sustains Kunlun itself, flowing through its rivers, nourishing the Tree of Immortality and preserving the city's legacy. In modern times, Danny Rand faced Shou Lao and survived the trial, emerging marked with the dragon's scar and the power of the Iron Fist. But even that victory didn't end the cycle. So I tested Shou Lao in a few different shells, and I wanted to start with the one that performed very well, because this is where the card really shined. So this is I called it very skilled. You can probably tell because it has a lot of skills in it. This is the Prowler deck that I made when Prowler released, and it still holds up to this day. I put it in my decks that got me to Infinite video at the end of last season, and I genuinely think Shou Lao just makes the deck better. It is replacing, what's it called, the 3-cost 2 Bishop. I'm glad that was quick. It's replacing Bishop, and I think it's much better anyway. Bishop, you would get it down on like turn 3, and by the time you put it down, it can probably get to like a 312 max sometimes, but Shou Lao itself, being a surprise play on the final turn with like it tended to be the demon from Hood, but with like Clear or Nicholas Scratch, there's quite a lot of 1-drops in this deck that make use of it. And Shou Lao works great with 1-drops anyway because you need a bunch of stuff early on. This deck is so fun to play. If you haven't played it yet, you definitely need to try it out. So Hood into Demon, and then you have Deafening Chord. You have Nicholas Scratch and Clear making the most off of the spells that are being thrown around. Marvel Boy is in here for Clear mainly, but you do have quite a few other 1-drops with Nicholas Scratch, Hood, Demon, and Hawkeye, Kate Bishop's Arrows. Quackeen is great. Like, I'm surprised that it got buffed, honestly. It procs off of Hood, it procs the Deafening Chord, it procs every Merlin spell, and the Kate Bishop Arrows as well. Werewolf, this goes great with Merlin. I don't run Werewolf in my Evolve deck, which is a little foreshadowing to what deck I've got coming next. But it works a lot better here. There's just a lot of on-reveals, and it can jump around really well. Prowler has more spells for Quackeen. I didn't even think about that at first, but yeah. And Nicholas. Obviously, I thought about it. I only just remembered it, though. Kahori's Cope. I kind of won't lie. It's good with Clear. I will give it that. Other than that, it might need to be a 4/7, I think, but a little bit beyond the point. It's still pretty good as a card to just dish out points on the board, and your hand tends to be relatively full anyway, so it's not really the worst. It does halt back playing 2 cards in a turn, although it tends to be the turn 5 play. You play it with another 1-drop. Shou Lao is always the last card. I think it kind of needs to be because Shadow King is going to be making a lot of appearances, I think. And yeah, you just play it on the last turn, give a buff to something that they cannot see coming. You could also give it to the last card you played. I mean, it's a little bit more obvious for them. Yeah, this is the deck that I would recommend climbing with. And then I have one more. Probably more of an example of where necessarily not to use Shou Lao. This deck is one of my all-time favorites. I have it as the first deck that I had on my channel when I returned, and it has got me to Infinite every season. I replaced what is it called? Rhino with Shou Lao here. And I think that was probably a mistake, because doing so I've given myself 3 5-drops. It's quite a tight list. Sasquatch is usually lower than 6 whenever you play him. I think if you're playing him at 6, you're just not playing him. So it's relatively okay-ish to get 2 cards a turn. I have a few games in here. I'll put it second. Shou Lao was giving like buffs of 3 or 6, which, as a card, a 5/14 is decent as a if it's giving 6. But it is more or less along the lines of Weapon H, and Weapon H has more of a deck archetype around it. Same with Red Skull. But I noticed it had a the use with Mysterio wasn't... I didn't really know what to expect, but it gives it to the last Mysterio that was played, which makes sense. The main issue I had was it was very difficult, I hadn't realized when playing it first, to actually play 2 cards a turn with this. It might have been the games that I had, because if I'm thinking about it, if I had Hood, then to Merlin, Surge and a spell on Hood, and then maybe Bishop and another spell to change a location, then Sentry and a spell on the Void, into Shou Lao on the final turn with the Demon. Like, yes, that is very good, but also situational. This deck relies a lot on drawing Merlin as it is, and I think to have Shou Lao in the deck makes it even more reliant on drawing Merlin. I would probably remove Annihilus instead of Rhino if you were wanting to play this, so that the top end isn't too heavy. But Annihilus does help if you do need to get rid of those lower drops and you haven't drawn Cersei or Merlin. So I think all in all, maybe it's not worth running Shou Lao in this kind of build, but 100% run it in the other one. I'll throw these games in there anyway at the end, so you guys can see if you think it'd be something you'd enjoy playing. But yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to see how the Prowling Spells deck got out, and I've now put it very skilled. I'm really excited to see how you guys find the very skilled deck. So without any further ado, let's get to the games. Okay, I would like some hard generators, please. I'm in a little bit of a pickle. Cable. Oh, he didn't. Now that's just mean. I guess. They took my Merlin. They're gonna get multiple Merlin spells, which makes my Deafening Chord kind of useless. Welf's gonna jump right, and then last turn is Shou Lao and Demon. It's gonna be a pretty big one as well, to be fair. I think I can more or less dominate the middle and left locations. They might actually be scared to play middle if they have priority, that is. Which they don't.
All systems go.
Because of all the flames. Wow. How many flames do you want? Oh yeah, but Joaquin isn't actually live anymore, is it? So never mind. What is this? +6, so it's 12 and 8. Technically this, right? No, actually. I forgot werewolf moves. It's more like this. Yeah, I don't know how great their melee spells are going to help her. They definitely did not anticipate that.
Victory!
Very nice. I like how flexible this card is on the location that it's giving the buff to. Not too opposed to that, to be fair. Ooh, interesting. I think it's just Prowler. And then we maybe just get rid of 2 locations. Give this one and then I don't know, reduce that? Okay, nice. Interesting. The hospice is helping quite a lot, actually. And we get Shou Lao. Which isn't preferable. Oh, Hazmat. I'm glad that went off before. And yeah, I would really, really like them to play Luke Cage like on the left or something. If I don't play Once in Future, Red Hawk gets a buff, but I have nothing that I want to Once in Future, so I guess I hope Luke Cage goes left. Ajax. Yeah, Ajax is a problem. And I can't hit anything with Deafening Chord. So, what do I polymorph? I always polymorph Hood. Doesn't really matter where I play these things. I can just hope that they don't have Luke Cage. Which they probably do. Polymorphing Shou Lao would have been really nice here, if that was possible. Ah, the Captain America change in action. Yeah, I think I saw that one coming. Ooh. I forgot that they had anti-venom something. Yeah, not too far off though, to be fair. Come on, let's get some Shou Lao action. Is this going to be bounce with Shou Lao? It's interesting now knowing that Iceman can see the card that they hit. Okay. We have a pretty good line planned here. Marvel Boy costing 4 is very annoying though. This has to be a bot, surely. I think it is. The name like Scott kinda gave it away, but I didn't want to assume based off of that.
Oh, snap.
I realized that made it seem like I was snapping because I thought he was a bot. I was more so snapping because I realized the line I had with Shou Lao on the final turn. And I also did not consider how full this was going to be.
Opponent snapped.
They're snapping, so okay. I mean, it's annoying, but it's not really the end. I guess it's actually not the end at all. And they can't retreat. Shou Lao is +9. That's insane. Wow. I know this was a bot, but that's incredible. Well, sandbar is a little bit annoying. An icebox makes Shou Lao much worse, sadly. And I have a feeling I'm just gonna call this card something different every time. Yeah, so sandbar really isn't good for them. It's kind of not great for me either, thinking about it. Like, clear spells would all... Got sandbar, so would Merlins, Prowlers. Although that's not really what I want, is it? Let's do that. Or is it better for me to get the +2? Yeah, +2 energy or a flames. Probably the energy. Flames would be nice, but I'm kind of going to need the energy to do half these things. Okay. Is this... Give the last character you played. What is the last character I played? Is it Joaquin? I guess so.
I want the throne.
Oh, that's nasty. It's just playing Killmonger. Yeah, this isn't really... I don't think I can compete with this. It might have to be this instead. Just hope they don't have like a Shadow King or something. I realize this is going to be a really big Shadow King meta. Yeah. Could have seen that coming, honestly. Oh, Dark Dimension. Not really a fan of that. I got Lunar Snow. I think that's actually not the worst call. Okay, Werewolf into remove this annoying thing. Into... If I polymorph here, Werewolf always ends on the right. So I need to make sure I'm keeping an eye on where I'm splitting power. Okay, well, that's kind of scary. Let's do... If we Shou Lao, who do we hit? The fact that this isn't triggering is likely... Yeah, it's likely because of the fact that... I miss out on a werewolf proc if I do that, though. But I do kind of want to get rid of the cube. I think it's fine. It's likely because the skill was played last, so it isn't actually showing me what card or what character it was. Although I know now it's Demon, but technically Kahori because Demon's not been revealed yet. So I can always clear and then Shou Lao. What is happening here? I guess they just don't care if they destroy their surge. Oh, well, that's a relief. I needed the other two cards. Eek. Okay. We sure that's for Kahori? I guess so. Does this deck ever run Killmonger? I guess not. Sure, let's just put it here. Let's see what happens. Okay. That is a relief that that's not Surfer.
Victory!
If that was Surfer, I would kind of be screwed. Eek. Oh, I don't like that they're playing Nova. My card has a lot of one drop. My deck has a lot of one drops in it. It's a little bit spooky. Would they be scared of clear enough to destroy it early? Ooh. What on earth am I up against?
Snap!
Merlin's going to help me get rid of that green goblin. I think that's why I'm comfortable enough snapping. The fact that they're going to have Killmonger is a little bit scary. Marcus is just going to wipe my board. But... Okay, never mind. I guess it's just a bot? Let's see how this goes. What's this text? Give the last character you played +3 for each. I was curious how that worked with Cleo. Ooh. Hobgoblin. I was hoping that I got Evolve, but I guess I'll just do this. +9. I guess the bot really wanted to win that lane.
Victory.
I really need to stop making it a habit of missing clicking record. I just had an incredible game, and I'm so sorry you guys missed it. I was dead to rights and I evolved my Void into a Valkyrie, and then I'd played the Mysterio on top of it, so it just won the location. Oh, it was satisfying. As for this game, I think this is possibly a bot. They're making some questionable plays. Not putting Carnage on Bucky Barnes. Okay. I have a feeling Shou Lao is not going to get any value here. Sadly.
Enchantress.
Snap.
Well, they can't exactly stop that. And then I will just do... Shou Lao's not going to buff anything. What does it say? Give the last character you played For science, I'm going to check two things. I'm going to see if it works off of its own current turn, and how it buffs Mysterio. Okay. So it does work off of its current turn, but it only buffs the... assuming Last Blade Mysterio? If it buffs the real Mysterio, then... I guess that was, unfortunately overlooked slightly, but...
Victory.
Nice. Okay, that's already an upside for us. Oh, Vesuvius again. Interesting. Lasher. You don't see that often. Is it a chance? Cerebro? Yeah, it's looking like Cerebro. Or not. Okay. Unless Kitty Pryde is literally in here to just be played once before you play her. but I doubt it. There might be a deck I'm overlooking. I still think Merlin is genuinely better than playing a 4/10. Especially because they've played Magic. Interesting. This is looking a little bit like my Frankie Ray deck. Shou Lao is actually very cheap. And it might be the best play, you know? Because my alternative is Sasquatch, then... Sasquatch is actually not that bad. It doesn't improve Shou Lao, though. What are they playing? I genuinely have no idea. Okay.
Opponent snap.
They're snapping? What have you got up your sleeve? Lasher is going to send Bishop into 1 power anyway, so Shadow King is always beneficial. Then it's just this. What do they have up their sleeve here? Oh. Please don't mess me over. Okay. Doctor Strange, I guess. Oh, that's interesting. I hadn't considered that combo. Oh, it's a Shou Lao Frankie Ray Nova deck. Interesting. I might look into that in the future. I guess Shou Lao into Kitty Pride. Or Shou Lao. I'm not sure. I think I keep messing the name up. Very interesting, actually. This is the one location I'm annoyed that I took Rhino out for. I think I just lose Gamma Lab to this player, you know. Yeah, I definitely just give it up. Because I can do Sasquatch, Sentry, Cersei. I was gonna say Shou Lao, but it's not gonna have a single proc, so maybe not. Okay, I'm just sacrificing that lane. Sentry into Cersei into something else. Okay. The thing. Wow. That's pretty huge. And then Shou Lao still doesn't have anything, sadly. I'll put a little bit of cannon fodder in there for the thing. Nice, okay. As long as it didn't hit Cersei there. The 1 in 3.
Victory.
I am second guessing Shou Lao a little bit here.